Hi guys, it's a pleasure to have you back. In today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be describing to you a book that is very close to my heart, one that I thoroughly enjoy and I've read it many times, and why I believe that there is a place in our day for fiction. Okay, so here is the book that I want to mention to you. It's Life of Pi by Yann Martel. I think I first purchased this book from a charity shop many years ago, but I didn't read it, and I might have read a few pages and just not read it, which was at that time of my life a pretty routine thing to do. I wasn't buying books to look smart. I was buying books because I really did have the intention to read them, but I just never got around to them. More due to, I guess, a lazy way of describing it would be laziness, but there's more to it than that. I hadn't built up certain habits that would allow me to achieve such a goal. Thankfully now I do have those skills built in that have taken time to practice. But anyway, back to the book, Life of Pi. If you haven't read it, I would suggest you do. If you haven't watched the movie, I suggest you do. It's an amazing book. And I'm going to tell you now a few reasons why I think it's such an amazing book. Before I do that though, please do like, subscribe and share this video, as well as the channel with as many people as you can. I'm trying to reach as many people as possible. Each of my videos aims to help you evolve into the person that you've always wanted to become, taking those steps towards that goal. So one of the things I really love about this book is the main character, the protagonist in this book, Pi Patel. He has an openness towards religion. Now I know it's very in at the moment to be against religion, to be like, no, I don't believe in this. Well, if God existed, well then this and this wouldn't happen. Hey man, like, or woman, if you have that point of view, that's perfectly fine. But what I love about Pi Patel is that he has an openness towards all religions. Okay, so through this book, you will see that he encounters many different religions, and instead of interacting with another religion and finding ways in which his religion is correct and their religion is incorrect, he welcomes their religion into his own philosophy. And I find that really beautiful, basically, in the way that he's able to go to a church and appreciate what the priests are delivering in terms of their service. He's able to go to a mosque and feel the connectedness of hearing the azan and being around people who are spiritually connected. And then through his own religion as well, which I believe is, that's a hard one for me to remember. I think it's Buddhism. I believe it's Buddhism. Could be Hinduism. One of the two, yeah. But just the way that he talks about them as well, like obviously it's the author Yann Martel writing, but the way Pi describes these religions and how he connects to them, and it's just really beautiful, basically. And I find it so refreshing as well, seeing as we're in a time in our generation in the world right now where it's in not to be religious. It's in not to have real respect for other people's religions if you are religious. And I wish more people were like Pi, basically. So I try to adopt that kind of mindset as well. I try to be as open and welcoming as I can to other people's religions, towards spirituality. And a lot of that's actually been down to this book. And also due to role models that I've had in my life. But yeah, hugely down to this book as well. Another reason why I like this book so much is because it's just about animals, basically. It's full of animals and about Pi Patel's love of animals, which for me is great. Like, I love animals and I have a very close connection with animals, and it just makes this book that bit more engaging for me to read. So if you love animals, if you love the beautiful connection that humans can have with animals, and you feel like books that you've read previously haven't really painted it in the best way possible, or have, but you wanted to find more books that can do that, this book is a really good way to enjoy that, basically. Yeah, Yann Martel, so this is now going based on the author himself. Yann Martel hasn't actually written that many books, and on one side I say it's a shame, and on another side I say it's not a shame. And the reason why I say that is, yes, it's a shame because I wish he wrote thousands and thousands and thousands of books, because I think he's an absolutely amazing author. However, in a strange way, it makes each of his books that he has written that bit more special, because you know that, well, yes, each page is finite no matter who the author is, but with Yann Martel's books, they really are finite because he doesn't have that many books. I think he's got like 10 books in total, maybe less than that, maybe about 7. So yeah, that's his writing style's amazing though. It's like extremely vivid, like he's able to, my understanding of what we can express through words has changed over time. I thought we could express almost everything with words. Now I realize that we can express very little actually through words. But Yann Martel does a really great job of expressing through words many things that I thought you couldn't express through words. It's just, he really does take you into a magical realm. And yeah, he's an artist, he truly is. So yeah, the vividness of his descriptions is second to none in terms of what I've experienced. If you do know any authors like Yann Martel, if you've read his stuff and you know of any other authors like him, please, I beg you, please do let me know, because I would love to read their work. And yeah, so one other thing that I really loved about Life of Pi as well is through the writing style, through the story, through all of this stuff, I was able to see through the eyes of a child once again, and that was something truly precious and magnificent for me, because as an adult, as we grow older, it's harder and harder to see life through the eyes of a child. And yeah, reading this book was a beautiful experience because it reminded me of what seeing life through the eyes of a child is like. But also I was seeing life through eyes of a child that weren't my eyes as well, and that was beautiful as well, because I was able to see life. I really felt like, for example, I was in Pondicherry in India when he was describing certain things. I really felt like I was in that boat with him when he was describing it. It was just something else. Beautiful experience, basically. So it's a book that I've come back to many times, and it feels fresh every time. That's basically why I think it's such a beautiful book. Well, one other thing I completely forgot I wanted to mention is, okay, I mentioned earlier why I think there is a place of fiction in our daily life, no matter how old you are. And I think one beautiful thing about fiction is that it allows you to go to another world. It allows you to hear different different interactions that people have, interactions that you may never have, maybe because of your race, maybe because of your socio-economic background, whatever it might be, maybe because so many different scenarios. Yes, you can learn a hell of a lot from non-fiction, from autobiographies, from these sorts of things, but I think it's an injustice to say that fiction does not also bring significant amounts of value to one's life, because we get involved in these stories, we get to learn from interactions within these stories, and that can be amazingly beneficial in our own lives. Like I mentioned, Pi Patel and his adventures have been very influential on my own life. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please do like, share and subscribe. I want to reach as many people as possible, basically. I'm trying to help as many people as possible reach their optimal state as I'm trying to achieve myself, and let's do it together, basically. Cool. Bye-bye.